Hi, my name is RJ Palacio, and I am the author of Wonder. August Pullman, is a 10-year-old boy who, for all intents and purposes, is an ordinary kid, just like every other 10-year-old kid out there, except for the fact that he was born with this rather extraordinary face. He was born with a very severe craniofacial difference. The word deformity is what other people use, but now, having been part of this community, they prefer the term difference. And he has been homeschooled his entire life because his differences have made it necessary for him to have many medical procedures. And then in the 5th grade, though, when it's time for 5th grade, his parents decide that it's time for him to get out there. And so the book follows his journey from pretty much the first day of school in 5th grade and ending pretty much in the last day of school in the 5th grade. And the reason I was inspired to write it really came out of a very brief encounter I had with a little girl who looked just like Augie did in front of an ice cream store. And I was with my 2 kids, and it was the way they responded to her, especially my younger son, who started to cry because he was afraid, and the way I responded, which was not really knowing what to do. You know, you kind of don't know whether you're supposed to acknowledge the situation, whether, you know, what you should do. And I kind of panicked, and instead of really what I should have done is just talk to the little girl and set an example and used it as a teaching moment for my children to show them there was nothing to be afraid of. Instead, I kind of tried to leave the scene as quickly as possible, which ultimately didn't make me feel good, and I imagine didn't make them feel good. So that got me thinking about what it must be like to have to face a world every day that doesn't know how to face you back. It was an extraordinary day because I obsessed about it a lot, and I obsessed more than anything about the way the mom responded as we were leaving. And again, by now my son, my 3-year-old, is crying. It was more of a commotion than I would have liked. I heard the little girl's mom say, in as calm and sweet a voice as you can possibly imagine, "Okay, guys, I think it's time to go." And I realized, you know, she'd gone through this a million times, you know, and it was really, it was very eye-opening for me. It was very heartbreaking for me.
See, I would never forget that.
It was a moment. It was a moment. I started writing the book that night.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm a part of the Hammond Book Club, and I read the entire book Wonder. In the book Wonder, the main character is August Pullman, and he was born with a deformed face. The doctor said he had a cleft palate, and so he had to wear hearing aids, and he had to have many different surgeries since he was born. And I feel sorry for him because he got bullied a lot by different kids, and it wasn't nice of them. And I keep on thinking on how they would feel if they were bullied by him and they had deformed faces.
Hi, I'm Sammy and I'm reading Wonder. The main character is August, and people are always bullying him because he looks a little different. So how would the bullies feel if they were in his shoes? And I don't think they would feel good.
I definitely wanted to be a writer someday. And frankly, I'd been writing all along, just nothing ever came to fruition because I never really was motivated to finish any of the things I started. I had started the book, And these characters kind of just became very real to me very quickly and very well-rounded. And in a way, what happens when you create this world that no one else is privy to in the universe at this moment but you feel this responsibility to finish their story. The subject matter is a difficult one. It seems like it'll be sad. So I kind of thought, you know, if it gets published well, then maybe it'll get some nice reviews and it'll have a life in paperback someday. But what's happened has far exceeded anything even I could dream of, and I can dream so big.
Hi, my name is Alex, and I am reading Wonder. In this book, the main character is August Pullman. He has a really different face, so he gets bullied a lot. And I was thinking, like, how would you feel if you were in his shoes? I really don't think anyone would feel good if they were getting treated badly. So, yeah.
It's a thing because I'm still doing so much work for Wonder and going to school events. Because that is, you do start feeling this responsibility beyond any to these kids who are so passionately in love with your book and your characters, and they're signing pledges to choose kind.
I enjoyed Wonder because I think the author wrote it to teach people to not judge people by what they look like, and that's technically saying don't judge a book by its cover. It taught me that even if you look a little bit different or don't look exactly the same, you will still act like a normal, like, not normal, but like a regular kid. So I think it was really cool because of all the kindness, and it had all these people, but like Augie was the main character and everybody was like surrounding Augie because of what he looked like. And he knew that it didn't matter what he looked like as long as it was great, but he was great, but sometimes that was hard for him to remember.